Is this good? Like
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
I have to
Yes.
move my double chin.
So, we start with a fun question. What would you do if you never started playing darts?
Wow, that's a difficult question because I've been playing darts my whole life. So I have no idea, to be honest. My school studies were graphic techniques, like computer drawing, Photoshop, and things like that.
Cool.
Because I really like to do those things on the computer, and I was really good at it as well. But because of darts, I never went further with it. So I think maybe something in that direction. Maybe
Nice.
making shirts or something like that. That would be
Yes,
nice.
good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Another fun question. Who's the current Belgian number one?
Well, ranking wise, it's Dimi, of course. He's I think number 9 at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done really well this year, winning a major. So that makes him the number one at the moment. But I'm gonna do my best not only to be the number one of Belgium, but I don't really think about being the number one of my country, but I want to be the number one of the world. So I'm not really looking at another Belgian that is in front of me or behind me. But yeah, at the moment it's Dimi.
I'm just kidding. Um, you're the most successful Belgian darts player in history. In 2014, you were ranked at 10th place in the order of merit and you were invited 2 times for the Premier League. Now you dropped down in the rankings. What is your goal and where do you see yourself the next 5 years?
Yeah, indeed, I dropped. So I had a small taste for the top 16 of the world, and that felt great. Had a taste from the Premier League. Unfortunately for me, it was in a bad moment in my life. With I lost my father, and my mother was really sick, so I couldn't really enjoy it that time.
The phone?
So
The phone? Yes.
is it not good? Yeah. So I couldn't really enjoy it that time in my life. So I want to do that again, 100%. So I just want to be up the ranking again. Like I was in the beginning, a good top 16 player. I was there for I think 5 6 years, steady in the top 16, and that felt really good. So I definitely want to get there again within now and I'll say 3 years, and hopefully in 5 years' time, even higher. Top 10 is my ambition, 100%.
Yeah, nice. Um, that's my favorite question. In 2020, is everything different? There's now a woman on the PDC circuit. Have you noticed any changes and in behavior since Lisa Ashton has started playing the tour? And what is your opinion about women in darts?
Has things changed? Maybe the first tournaments. It's I think a typical man thing that men think, oh, we can't lose to a woman, even though like Lisa Ashton is really good, Fallon Sherrick is doing really good in the worlds. So the idea that women are not as good as men, I think, is ridiculous because if we see Lisa, she 100% she whoops butts in the PDC. But I think yeah, it's a man thing to think that they can't lose to a woman. But women's darts is going good at the moment. I think with Fallon Sherrick last year at the World Championships, Mikuru Suzuki is playing really well. Now Lisa on tour is doing good.
And
We
Dieter
can see
Hedman?
Geeta Hedman now on the World Championship, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, women's darts is I think in the best place they've ever been. They get a lot of chances now. You guys had the women's tour on the PDC. And maybe in the future there will be like more weekends for women's tours. That would be really good for women's darts.
Yes. Another main topic in 2020, because of the corona pandemic, a lot of people are struggling these times, especially entertainment and sports industry. How much did it affect you?
Um, that's a difficult question. Of course, it affected me. Lucky enough, we had some tournaments, but it affected us, I think, in the format of the tournaments. Normally, we only play weekends, and now we had sometimes tournaments of 5 days, which is a lot harder physically and mentally. Because if you have a bad pro tour weekend, it's 2 days, and you can focus a whole week on the next one. Now, if you have the first 2 days, they are bad. Well, day three is coming, and you have to refocus again. And if that's bad, you don't want to play day four anymore because you're thinking you're in a negative spiral. So in that way, it was an adaptation for everyone. I think an adaptation for everyone. Of course, financially wise, I think for the whole world, it was a bad thing, the corona, not only for being sick, but just yeah, to make your money. A lot of jobs stopped, and for us, a couple of months there was no darts, and darts is played in a different way now. No crowds, which means yeah, less spectacular matches, less feeling on the stage, which I always like and I enjoy it. So in that way, corona affected me on a bad way. Yeah.
Looking towards the Worlds, your 2020 was better year than 2019. You've played some great matches at the Winter Series and the World Cup. How much focus did you put on World Championship this year, and did your preparation routine change from the years prior?
I'm practicing a bit more now, but it hasn't really changed because I think, especially in my spot now, because I'm out of the top 32. Every tournament is important. Every tournament, every tournament helps to get me back in the top 32 and then eventually in the top 16. But yeah, of course, the Worlds is the most important tournament of the year. It's the big one. Everyone wants to perform especially well there. So I practiced a little bit harder, and I have to say I've never practiced so good as I'm doing now. I'm playing really, really good. I just have to convert it into my matches. That is a bit the problem at the moment. But hopefully this World Championships, it's going to work for me, and I'm going to play my games like I practice.
Yeah, good to hear. um, do you have a special ritual before you go on stage at Alexandra Palace? Or like having a nap or a nice meal before?
Yeah, it all depends on when you're playing, of course. Like my first game now is in an afternoon session. So it's going to be breakfast because I'm not normally the breakfast type of guy. I like to sleep longer. So afternoon sessions, I don't like them. Breakfast very early, and then of course go to the venue straight away. And if I have an evening session, then I like to rest a lot, have a small meal, and watch a bit Netflix, just relax and focus on the game. So it's a bit different afternoon or evening sessions.
Yeah, you play the Chinese player Dietz Zhuang. I don't know if he's
I don't know either.
right in the first round. I know nothing about him. Is it better for you to play an unknown player or instead of the big names?
Yeah, well, I think it works a bit in two ways. Because he's an unknown player, because we don't know a lot of him, means he hasn't done really good things that you think, oh, he's an amazing player. So if he was really, really, really good, he would have already been well known on the circuit. He would have played a lot more world championships. But of course, I'm not going to say that I'm going to underestimate him, that he's a bad player. So you don't really know. I'm going to just focus on myself, play my own game. And if I play good enough, I can beat anyone, especially the first round. But yeah, I'm going to be as curious as everyone else about this guy and see what he can do.
A question my German audience is interested in. How do you rate the chances of the German players? Max Hopp is playing Gordon Mathers, and Nico Kurz is playing Andy Hamilton in the first round. And the second round could be a German match, Gabriel Clemens versus Nico Kurz or Andy Hamilton. What do you think?
Yeah. With Max, I don't know his opponent really well, Gordon Manders. I've heard of him. I think he's Australian.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
Australian guy.
yeah. Don't really know a lot about him, but Max is always a good player, and he's always good at big tournaments. That's a good quality to have. He's really young but very experienced, so he's been there a lot of times. So I give him a good chance to win that game. Although I don't really know his opponent, so I can't really tell. And yeah, Nico Kurz, last year he had amazing World Championships. I actually thought he would qualify through Q School to play on the Pro Tours, but he didn't qualify. But he's playing Andy Hamilton, a lot of experience as well on the big stages. But I think it's been a while since he played the World Championships. That's going to be a very interesting game. But I think For me personally, Nico Kurz is maybe a little bit the favorite. He's young. He's eager to win. And then you could have possibly indeed, maybe not so good for the German crowds, but a German clash between Gabriel Clemens and Nico Kurz. And wow, I have to say, Gabriel Clemens is really impressive. He's a very, very good player. I really I rate him really high. We have a WhatsApp group
Yeah.
with some friends, and we have done a poll on all the games, who's gonna win, and I think I put Gabriel, I think, to the last 16 or something. So
Ah,
I think he's gonna do really good.
yeah, I hope you're right.
Yeah.
So, who do you think deserves the World Championship trophy the most this year?
Who's gonna win it? I think.
Yeah, who deserves it the most?
Oh, who deserves it? I think me, because I worked really, really hard.
Everyone
No,
said me.
oh, who deserves it? That's a difficult question because everybody works hard for it. Everybody wants it a lot. Um, so in that way, everyone deserves it because we all put in our hours. We all travel every week. Well, now with the corona, of course, a bit less. But we all make efforts. We leave our families every week for to play darts. So in that way, I think everyone deserves it. But players like I'll say Chris Dobie is really nice. He's always a good guy. He deserves something like that. Devin Peterson is playing really good. He's always nice. He deserves maybe a title. Yeah, people like that are always who's nice and who's friendly on tour. They can win for me.
That was it already. I had 10
Perfect.
questions. But yeah,
Bye
see you
bye.
soon. Bye.